tour, my dears, is brought to you by Edgechem Paints. So today we are at the Admiral Mountains Greathouse. And of course, I had to do it justice by being in character. So today I am Lady Design. Yes, honey. Yes, yes, yes. So we are at the Admiral Mountain Greathouse, as I said before, and it's full of history. It's full of depth. It's full of layers. It's full of characters. And I cannot wait to show you all the design elements from the 1700s till now. And some of the elements are authentic. They are true to the period. Come on, follow me. So, darlings, here we are at the Admiral's Greathouse. I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory. But before I do, I have to tell you, I feel so at ease in my costume. Yes, yes, I feel at ease in this captivating house. You know, sometimes I really think that I'm a reincarnation, you know. I really do. I think so. So, this house was built in 1774 by the original Peter Parker, but Admiral Peter Parker, that is. Then now, in true Jamaican fashion, I don't know which house never burned down. So the house burned down. You understand? And after that, Admiral Nelson took it over. But before he took it over, he sent back to England to get all of the schematics and the blueprints and so on, so he could build it right back as it were. So that's the backstory of it. So Admiral Nelson now used to spend 6 months here and 6 months away. But the last time he spent his 6 months here, he was recovering from yellow fever, which he picked up in Nicaragua. So he spent his 6 months, he fixed up his home, and he had parties. And you know, it was like real Bridgerton style, honey. That's my moment. So follow me as we tour this house. Yes, thank you. So, my dears, we are in the main drawing room. And this is where we have all the entertaining. Yes, honey, lots and lots of tea to be spilled. Yes, but we're only going to talk about the decor aspect of the tea, not all the other tea. So, in that time, what was really relevant and up to the minute was Queen Anne. So you can see these settees in this space, which is called the Camelback Queen Anne sofas. Right? And it was really the thing. It was a thing of the day. How you know it's Queen Anne? It has a very gentle curve on the legs of the case goods or the chairs or the tables and so. So you find a very gentle curve. That way you know it's a Queen Anne. Queen Anne as well. And let me just tell you a backstory. Usually the rulers of that time, Queen Victoria, Queen Anne, the Louise of France, they would come up with furniture that they designed and then it became a design style. So that's a little bit of backstory for you. So Queen Anne style. Everybody in Jamaica around the 60s and 70s, the traditional people, they loved Queen Anne. So you see a lot of it here. All right, and then now you have over here, which is called the wing chair. That is another Queen Anne style because it's not as boxy as the other ones. It's a little bit more delicate, honey. Yes, another thing that's really wonderful here, my dears, is the Dutch chandelier. And guess what? It's not plated. No. It's not chrome, it's not anything that's sprayed, it's brass. And to think that it is here in pristine condition after all these years is nothing short of remarkable. Back in the day, those times, wallpaper was handmade and they used to use a block. So can you imagine now, you have a whole table and then you would use a block and it would go like this and like this. And like this, it was a painstaking and time-consuming experience. But then it lasted a lifetime. And it's not only, you know, you can order wallpaper now off Amazon. And it's peel and stick. So you peel off the backing, you stick it on the wall, and you're gone. No, dears, not so. This hand-painted wallpaper made by hand, you had to put the glue on it, special glue. Then you put it up, and so on. And wallpaper was the thing of the time. Now, of course, everything is slickical. It's back again. I want to show you. You might be wondering, what's that over there? That's a harpsichord, aka piano. Come with me. The harpsichord, people. The harpsichord. And then you're going to see my piano debut. Yes. These are the days when I wish I had paid my mother some mind when she used to send me to piano school. But the only thing I can play now is this. This is my rendition of, see if you can. Can you guess what I just played? Beautiful, captivating, magnificent, alluring. I am in the bedroom. And what's great about this bedroom space is a couple of things, or more than just a couple. We're talking about the beautiful wallpaper. And remember, I said before that wallpaper of that time was block, hand block. Yes. And it's interesting to note that the fabric that made the window treatments or the curtains or the drapes is also of the same pattern, you know, so that adds interest. It adds a great quality, and everything at that time was handmade. Remember, there's no mass produced anything, you know, all handmade. Look at this now. This is called a highboy chest. Yes, darlings, the highboy chest, and it is from England, and of course it is again from the Queen Anne era. Yes. Over to my right, I would have, you know, because in those days, the ladies had their boudoir and they would sit and they would get ready and things. So there's always some sort of a makeup table. And this is what I'm standing beside. And the makeup table, you know, usually this is like about a 24 by 18 rectangle. Yes, very traditional. And you would have the makeup stool. So you would sit, you would do your makeup, and you would get dressed right at this table. Yes, and beside the beds now are the original, what I would say nightstands, because now they're called nightstands or night table. They were called commodes at the time, commodes. And then now for lighting, what do I see here? A real ball chandelier, of course made of brass. Of course made of brass. And it's just so authentic. The bones of this home, the incredible character, you know, it is, and handmade. I'm telling you, I really, really think that I was born of that time. All right, lots more to see. See you in a minute. I'm having fun in this house. I am having lots and lots of fun because of the character of the home, the history, the integrity, and it is absolutely credible. So this is the main dining hall, right? And in those times, it was a common affair for everybody to come and dine. This table seats about 10 people, and it can, 10, and it can seat up to 15. It is what you'd call a triple pedestal dining table, Georgian style, English Georgian, and then it goes right over here and the matching sideboard. Now, behind the sideboard is wallpaper, and a spectacular wallpaper. This is what you would call, you know, toile, where it tells a story, and this is telling a story of the fauna and the flora and birds, and it is wonderful. Another thing that we can take design inspiration, a little design lesson here in this dining space, is the rug. This rug is 10 by 12. And what is the design lesson here? It provides adequate coverage on the floor for the pullback. When you are sitting at a dining table and you have a rug beneath it, you are to have adequate pullback. So therefore, the chair is still on the rug when you pull back the chair to sit down. These things you're not going to see again, you know. These things are in museums. You have to pay money to go in and say, oh, and ah, and so on. This kinds of history should be revered. All right, we'll have one more space to show you. Okay, so this is a secondary sitting area and has so much character. I know you're looking at this wall behind me, and this is a stone wall. Until the end of time, this stone wall will be here. I am telling you. And this is what is so wonderful about these homes that are just timeless, and they have withstood the test of time. They have withstood fire, weather, the entire thing, war, politics, religion. They're still here. So we have another thing that I am absolutely in love with, and it's the travertine floors. There's nothing that you can do with it. So, it's like, okay, you remember, this house was burnt. It was burnt down, right? And what stood? The travertine floors, the stone wall. So this area here, my darlings, it would be the sitting room. And this would be like a secondary sitting room, not as formal as the drawing room upstairs. And this is where the ladies would come and they would play cards and they will sip tea and, of course, spill the tea. And then the gentlemen would climb the staircase all the way to the top room there. And that's where they would gamble. Houses of this era always had a secret room that was really for gambling. I am just in my element. I'm loving this home. Of course, again, we have the evidence of the Queen Anne chairs, and that's why this home was, there is a full ladies' presence going on in here. It's delicate, but it's timeless. It's classic. It's traditional. It has stood the test of time, and we just love it. Well, I love it. And there's your history lesson today for this home tour. Yes, darlings, see you outside. I am still looking for my lost love. He died at sea, but then again, his body was never found. So there is a small possibility that he's out there. My love, come back to me, my love. Okay, so enough of my dramatics. This ends our home tour of the Admirals Greathouse, the Admirals Mountain Greathouse, and it owes me absolutely nothing. I love the timelessness. I love the classic decor. I love the captivating stone walls and the hardwood floors, and of course the lighting fixtures, brass, mind you. I loved the harpsichord. I hope you were inspired. I hoped you were motivated, and I cannot wait until next week. So see you next time. Home tour brought to you by the one and only Edgecombe. Oh, my love, where are you? Where are you, darling? Come back home. Come on.